Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be doing another LD28 game with the theme of You Only Get One. Today's game is called The Rest of Me and it is essentially going to be following the theme in a number of ways. It's actually going to be about our one life that we get, our one death that we get, and we're only going to get 1 minute to discover what exactly is going on in that life. So it's a first-person exploration game with that pretty big caveat that once you leave your room, you have a minute to explore the house before you, for some reason, die, and I don't know why that's going to happen. I'm going to be spoiling that for you guys in just a moment here, but I am very curious. It's a very intriguing premise, and I have to say the presentation style of this game is extremely polished, highly polished, so I'm excited to try this out. So let's press any key and wake up. Strange that our character seems to be waking up at the foot of the bed instead of at the normal part of the bed that you would wake up, but whatever. It's just a premise anyway. We actually spawn in the crevice between the wall and the bed. So try pressing WASD to move, I can certainly do that. There's definitely a little bit of like a Gone Home feel to this game, although I'm not sure if it's quite to that degree. But we can interact with objects in this. We've got this crosshair that's going to act as our, reticle to pick things with. We've got a very bright, totally washed out outside, which gives us this, it's like a warm, comforting feeling about this house, but I think the reality is that things aren't quite what they seem. At least having a note on the door that says, you only have 1 minute to live sort of implies that anyway. So let's grab that note, and that will start our timer ticking down, and then we just get to pick where we want to go and what we want to do with that small amount of time before we will be expiring. So I guess we'll start by exploring the upstairs region. It's a very nice house. It's very modern, very open. And, alright, so we've got a room here with some pretty exotic decor, I have to say. A lovely desk lamp that happens to be turned on. Thomas spent all day in this computer. No wonder it rot his mind. Okay, so we're going to be learning little bits and pieces about the people that shared the house with us, I suppose. Closet is empty. Poster of his favorite band. I knew they would put stupid things in his mind. He's not what he says he is, as long as he keeps saying it is no son of mine. Okay. Definitely some strange stuff going on, and the timer doesn't actually stop ticking as things start to tick down. We do get very, very dizzy, so apparently we only get about 45 seconds of that time to actually look around. Maybe we've been poisoned? Yeah, and things are coming to a head. Time's over. That's all we get? Oh, that's all that is left of me. Click on an item to read its description. So that's what I was just reading at the last moment there. Our bed, and now this bed is too big. She was always thoughtless, so that sort of hints at perhaps some of the things. Okay, so all of them are going to add up. Just all those boxes we get to explore, and I guess it sort of functions like the item log or something in the Binding of Isaac. Keep looking or start a new game? Do we get another amount of time, or okay, I guess this is the same? It's saying, like, do you want to keep adding to the same group of objects, or do you want to wipe it clean for some? I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to keep going. Also, what's the point of this room? There's nothing in it. I'm supposing it's supposed to be like a bathroom because it's tiled, but it doesn't seem to have anything in there at all. Or maybe it's an unfinished bathroom, or maybe it's a weird closet or something. Oh, I'm spinning around like crazy. My everyday clothes. These are old, but they do the job well enough. I probably shouldn't be taking so much time to look at all these things. The shirt with the lipsticks marks brought the house down, yet I kept it. Diane was a homewrecker, not worth a dime, but it was really the happiest time of my life. So clearly we're telling a story here of, I suppose it's a man who was in a relationship with a woman who was betrayed. And I guess if we keep looking around long enough, eventually we'll find out why it is that we keep dying. I would assume it has something to do with treachery. Or maybe he took his own life. Maybe that's why he wakes up at the foot of that other bed. Maybe he's sort of passing in and out of consciousness. Alright, so we didn't really learn a whole lot from this one. Let's take close and keep looking again. And we'll just continue on. I guess we have time to probably look downstairs now. Thankfully, the house is pretty easily laid out for exploration. It seems like the vast majority of spaces are fairly open and won't take a super long time for you to walk to. What is this? These worksheets are due Monday, and I'm not even halfway done, but if the note was right, Maybe I finally get my first break. My father was telling you only get one. There's more work there than my father ever did. I followed his footsteps, but it seems they never took me as far as they took him. Pearl earrings? Erica liked emeralds. Diane liked pearls. Diane refused to accept these pearl earrings. She doesn't accept my gifts anymore. Okay, so maybe this guy, like, serially cheats on women or something? Is that maybe the story? Father's gifts, accounting books. My father, he always had that look like you're not worth the air you're breathing, never had to say a word. Certainly don't give you very long to explore. I mean, I hear where we're coming from. It's a cool premise, but I kind of wonder what the point of having to reset to that room all the time is. I mean, you get this sense of urgency, but that's only really significant the first time you do it, right? After that, it just sort of seems like you're just starting over every time. And it's just sort of like another set of steps that are in your way, stopping you from getting to where you're trying to go. Probably also worth mentioning that the game seems to have some frame rate issues. I mean, again, 48 hours, not a long time at all. Every holiday in the calendar's marked, a lot of good things now that Erica's gone. Those rings here. Erica's ring and mine, she gave hers back before she left, not a fair trade. Dirty dish, they need to buy more or hire a maid. I need to buy more. What kind of thing is that to say? They're dirty, so throw them out, I guess? Okay, there's not a ton of stuff here to see, thankfully. Oh, there's more rooms. Can I open this door? No. Oh, so many little hints. Adapter for computer cables, hard to come by. It looks like a DVI to VGA adapter. We kept this box of Thomas' old toys. Never had another child. Thomas was... Oh. I almost saw that coming, actually. Our wedding album, an intimate wedding. Just family and friends, mostly family. And, oh, well, I almost got to click on that picture, but I didn't because I don't know why. Again, I understand the concept, but I feel like if we're going to keep resetting, like, maybe there should be a reason that we get to keep coming back. And if it is just that you get one try of it, like, then there should be some sort of repercussions, right, that force you to take, you know, more care in what you're doing with the one chance that you would get, or makes it more difficult for you to reset easily or something. Picture of when Erica and I were dating. Erica was plain even then, a God-fearing woman, nice enough, and she liked me. With her, I felt safe. I felt like I was on the right path. She was always plain. Alright, so I'm guessing it's probably the dude that set things up to be a problem for himself, based on how he's talking anyway. And it seems like I've gone through a lot of these rooms now. What's this? 2 cups, 1 empty with lipstick marks. I don't remember how that visit ended. Okay. Never mix this with alcohol, oops. Oh, is that the answer then? Is it gonna be revealed that casually that I poisoned myself? And it doesn't necessarily seem... Oh, I almost picked that up. Did I pick that up? Maybe it'll show up in the log. I didn't even get really a look at what it was. I would like to complete all of these boxes. Oh, I guess it's this. My latest paycheck, guess I'll never spend it. Just as well. And what would I spend it anyway? Everything is gone, or everyone is gone. Okay, so that is the story then. All that is left of me are these artifacts, and we're just living the last moment of waking up into lucidity after I had eaten those pills and taken that alcohol, and just sort of reveling in all the guilt of the problems that I've created for myself. That's a very sad story. It's very emotional. I don't know if it feels like it's treated with enough weight, though. I feel like the build-up should take longer. In this case, rushing around is not really really a way to make an emotional impact, I feel like. It usually would work better as a game concept. A souvenir of our last trip to Paris before it all went down. Sean and Julia joined us. If it weren't for Thomas, they would still be around. So I'm kind of very curious to know what you guys are going to say about this. The bar, Erica and me spent some pleasant nights drinking with... I can't read what that says. The white blocks it out. They all took Erica's side and disappeared, all but Sean. Guess they weren't true friends after all. We bought the sofa together as soon as we got the house. It was all done then. The wife, the job, the house, the baby on the way. All I had to do was wait to die, but somehow I screwed that up. Right. I mean, I get the point now. It's... I don't know. It's a weird story. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I certainly understand that there's a story to be told here. It's just all about the execution and how it's put across. I'll certainly give the developers, though, they put across a top-notch production, in the way that things look, in the way that they feel, the sense of ambience. This musical soundtrack actually is... It's stirring, it's kind of tense, and it probably should be tense. I think it does put across a good degree of emotion. I'm just not sure how. And I really do enjoy walking through this space. I mean, it looks quite nice. Why is that wood just on the floor there? What's that doing? Also, you can't duck, so I can't really get a closer look at any of that stuff. Alright, there's still a bunch of things that I haven't found, and I think it's just going to come down to just clicking on all this stuff that's around still. And I guess I can kind of leave that to you guys to do. This game is free. If you want to go grab it, you can go ahead and feel free to. It is downloadable through the Dropbox. There's a Windows, Mac, and Linux versions all available. The file, I think, was about 50 megabytes, because I know the Dropbox was a little bit iffy about giving you that information as it was downloading, so in case you needed to know ahead of time. Sean's old basketball. Sean's always like a big brother. I couldn't believe it when he gave me this glove, too. I hope to pass it to Thomas, but he never liked basketball. Alright, yeah, so, I mean, I think the story is kind of revealed now. I like the concept of it. It's remarkably ambitious to try and do something like this in 48 hours. And I like, you know, the whole way that the presentation flows together, the typography feels good, the ambience in the rooms all feel good, the lighting feels good. It's just all about how you put across this story, though, if maybe there's still a few pieces that haven't quite come together with the gameplay's core mechanics in rushing through a house in a minute. I do like the concept that it's a minute of you looking at these moments, but I wonder if there's not maybe some other way to maybe make that more impactful. Like, what if you only literally get one chance to do this and you can't ever play the game a second time? Now, I know that's like a huge betrayal to the concept of a video game, right? I mean, you won't get to experience the majority of the content every time. But what I'm thinking could happen if that was the case, and I'm sure people would find a way around it, first of all, but I think what could happen is a community might spring up around the game that would all be sharing their sides of the story, trying to piece this together, sort of like a little metagame that comes up out of it. Would also probably be useful if the timer stopped while you were reading things, so you could take your time and actually read, instead of feeling like you have to rush. So that's sort of punishing the player for their ability to get through that text and their reading comprehension. Also, it forces you to sort of not even think about what you just read and want to then continue on to the next goal. I don't know if my suggestions are necessarily the best suggestions. I feel like there's probably a better one out there, but I'd be really curious to hear what your guys' opinion is of all of that. And also, like, why would you start a new game like this? I guess it just brings you back to the title screen, which is fair enough. But very cool game. I like it. It's just mixed feelings. So if you guys want to go along with me, feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about that. Check out some of my other information in the description if you feel so inclined. Leave any support you'd like. I do greatly appreciate that, and I do read every single comment. I'd love to have a little bit of a dialogue about this game, and I have a feeling I'll probably hang out in the comments a little bit after this one goes up and perhaps keep revisiting it. That's going to be about it, though, for today, so feel free to come back again tomorrow. New episodes are every single day on youtube.com/RockLeeSmile. It's just in case you're watching this video on another page. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Have a great night, guys. Later.